Well, hello to you, beautiful, beautiful bitches. Not all of you are beautiful who are watching this. I get that, and I should probably mention that. Like, I'm really not talking to everybody that's going to click on this video because beautiful just isn't a word I would use for some of you, right? There are definitely some big FUs in order, right? Like, let's get those out of the way. Otherwise, yes, hello to beautiful bitches because, yes, it's been a very long time and it feels so weird to even record. And I think I'm just in rare form tonight. I don't know, just going through it, I guess, like emotionally, right? Like, and we all know I don't like to feel things, that are mushy and shit. Like, ugh, I hate it. But like, I'm on one of those kind of like roller coaster situations, You are going to hear background noise because I do not live by myself. In fact, I live with quite a few people, and it's never going to be quiet here. It just won't. And, you're going to hear things. And unfortunately, that's just going to be my content for now. So I understand if you want to click off. I really do. I wouldn't, want to maybe hear things in the background if I was listening. I don't know. But yeah, I have wanted to record for the last 2 months at least, right? Like, I don't know the last time I uploaded. I really should look. Let me go look. Okay, fine. It feels like a few months, right? But it's not. It's a month and some change. Okay, I stand corrected. No, you know what? I put the phone down for a minute and I'm thinking, you know what? I am not going to bring in the new year with any kind of video that I know it's hard to believe, probably for majority of you, that I'm censoring myself, but I really am. And I have been for over a year now. I guess pretty much ever since I, moved into the apartment back in, Gainesville, Florida. Um, and, people found out where I lived and all those like gross things. I tried really, really hard, to not talk as much as I like normally would have, and I think, it's like writer's block. I have content block, and I don't even know how that's a thing when all you do is talk about your life, but it's true. I've sat around for over a month now, since December 17, and I feel like there was a big space even between those videos, right? And I think the like harsh reality is people got in my head. And maybe, right? Like maybe now that I think about it, it's my ego simply not allowing me to like come to terms with the reality of like, the haters, quote unquote, the actual anti-tyrannical community. They should really wear them things proud, that title in general, right? Like the title should be wore proudly. Like if that's what you want to spend your years on, commentating on my life. Like, I mean, I think for a creator like me, who ended up, I guess, being polarizing, I guess, if I'm going to give myself a word, to, have my life out there and, literal like live streams, reacting to basically just my life. You know what I'm saying? It's just my life and shit coming out of my mouth and what I'm going through or, whatever I'm talking about. And I think it's just, like time to realize like that's just what people want to spend their time on. And as weird as it is, and it's like, oh my God, like I'm such a boring fucking human being. Like, how can you want to commentate on the shit coming out of my mouth? I guess, it's just time to come to terms with that and do everything in my power to make sure that I don't let it affect me in any way. It's been a really long road here on YouTube, being on YouTube for the last 4+ years now. It's just been a really rough road. I have had come to the platform and, thought I wanted to make like beauty content and, just fucking sat there and filmed myself. And before I knew it, I was actually, reacting to videos and or giving my opinion. I think I called myself like an opinion channel once upon a time. I'm very much a reaction channel. That's what I've always been, but it's commentary nonetheless, right? Even though nothing that comes out of my mouth is in any way like valid word, right? Like commentary, that's like a bougie word. I'm not in commentary. If anything, I'm in the drama community. I don't know what to call this community, but I am on a side, where there are plenty of women who I can't fucking stand and will never talk to in my life. I just don't give a fuck, right? But plenty of women who are amazing and beautiful and great and all the things. I just don't know what this community is called, and I've never heard anybody give it a name. I would love to know, like, what you name it in your head. Make sure you comment that down below. I really want to know what this community is. But anyway, I'm on the right side of the fucking law, that's for sure. They might be some bitches over here, but, like, at least it's the right side of the law. Like, nobody does gross shit on this, end of the community. Anyway, what the fuck? Who cares? I already can see it. This is going to be all over the place. I'm actually very uncomfortable because, like, I know that I'm, like, talking loud enough, like, for people to hear me, and I don't like that. I don't know what it is, but I don't. And that has really prevented me, especially because, like, my boyfriend's always, in the living room and, we're watching TV, listening to music or whatever. And I don't want to record in front of people. My friend Shelly Abbott, I'll leave her channel link down below in the description box. But she talks, in films, literally films, holding the phone in her face in front of her family. And, like, I can't do that. She just is talking in front of her kids and her husband. I guess, she's lived with them for a million years at this point, right? But, like, nonetheless, like, no, I don't like it. I don't know. I guess I'm still shy, and that's so weird because I wouldn't care if they listened to what I was saying. I don't know. Weird. I don't know. I don't like it, and it's prevented me from recording. But yeah, I just, like, I don't want to hold anything else in. And for some reason, it took me until today. I feel like today's January 25th or something. I hope. I don't know. I really don't. January 25th, let's say. You'll see by the date of the recording. I won't put it out until tomorrow. But, it's extremely difficult. I won't lie. Like, it's hard to just talk, to a phone and, just talk about, like, what's going on in everyday life. And, knowing that there's a live stream or a video that's made basically commentating on your life. And it's weird. It's truly weird. And it makes you mad because it's like, oh God, the audacity of you people. Like, who do you think you are to commentate on my life? Like, if I'm talking about something else and you want to react to what I got to say about creator ABCD, because that's what I did. I talked about other creators and the bullshit that they were putting out on their platforms, right? Like, when it's my life, it's like, dude, that's not content. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And I've told really serious stories, I'll link some of those videos down below because they're not on this channel. They'll be in the description box as well. But it's like I've talked about really, really, like, serious topics, and it's like those are picked apart and, put on the internet and, like, shown in a completely different way. And that's hard. That's really hard for someone like me because I'm so transparent and I'm so myself. It's like I've already put that out there. You know what I'm saying? So, like, why do you have to say something about my life? You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. It's really hard. And it's been something I've dealt with for 4 fucking years, and I think for the last year, it's just been more hard. Is that even the way to say that? I did not go to college. It is not more hard. Basically, I know that I'm censoring myself or I'm not saying certain things or I'm even, telling a lie because of public information being out there and people knowing my children's names and all those weird things. Like, that stuff happened. And it's made me censor myself for over a year, if not more. And yeah, it's hard to record when you're scared of what's going to come out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what's coming out of my mouth. I don't come on here, well, most of the time, right, with topics. I just fucking let it roll. You know what I'm saying? And I edit it so it don't sound ridiculous or there's not big old silent spaces. Otherwise, there's nothing for me to edit. I just format it and, make it cleaner, basically. That's all I do to my videos when I'm talking about my life. But not that I've ever cared, right? Because I don't care, but, like, I just really don't care anymore. And I didn't realize until today that that's what's holding me back from recording in all reality, because although it's cold and I wouldn't record as much, right? So it's cold. I can't like go walk outside. I can't, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be able to record as much anyways. But there are plenty of times where my boyfriend's not in my face and, you know what I'm saying, I can record and I just choose not to. And I probably make the excuse that I don't want to talk in front of people. But like ultimately, right, like there's going to be comments where it's like, oh my God, you did what? Oh my God, who does that, right? And I know that those comments are going to come, but I guess you just don't expect whole ass videos and 3 hour live streams for 2 years straight. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it is. It's like, I totally get that people are going to have opinions on anything that I put on the internet. That's silly of me to ever think that it wouldn't, right? Because that is something that I had to realize, you know what I'm saying, when I did start talking about my life, because it didn't necessarily start out that way. I really, truly did. Like, I learned early on that, like, people are going to have opinions on anything I say, even if it's about somebody else, you know, and that's just something you have to deal with when you do commentary. And I guess it doesn't necessarily matter if you're, like, a big channel, because I was not a big channel. I was never a big channel. I've never been a big channel. So I don't know why I'm important enough to talk about, but like I am, you know what I'm saying? And I think eventually if you put out certain kind of content where you share, you know, intimate details of your life, eventually people are going to have something to say, even if it's just how you do your commentary or what you say about someone else in a reaction video, you know what I'm saying? And I think the sooner people like me with an ego problem, because certainly I wear mine on, you know, my sleeve. I should have, you know, certainly dealt with everything better and not reacted. And, you know what I'm saying? It took a 2 years probably before I stopped really reacting to things. You know what I'm saying? And I would still watch stuff and I would still have things to say, knowing that if I clicked on that stuff, which I didn't do, you know, for the last, you know, 5 months. You know what I'm saying? I didn't click on things because I knew things would be said that were going to piss me off and I would react. And that's not something that I want to do. And I think I proved to myself that, like, I don't have to click on things, and I'm going to have to realize that my name is going to be in some titles, you know, the more I talk about my life, because that's what people want us to fucking talk about instead of their own lives, right? They want to talk about mine. Fuck it. I'm putting the content out there. Like, fuck it. I actually just took a chance to breathe, and I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Like, it is what it is, and I'm going to talk about things that I want to, and I'm not going to talk about things that I do not want to share. And one of those things is going to be very much, you know, my relationship. I think in general, I'm just a very private person when it comes to relationships. And I think, you know, throughout life, you know, having, you know, I've always had a best friend or two, you know, some lifelong friendships and some, you know, sporadic ones or whatever the fuck the word is, because I didn't go to college, we already know. And I think just in general, like, I've always maybe said, you know, a thing or, you know, something, you know, along the way, like, oh my God, motherfucker's getting on my nerves, or, you know, on the phone to them or something. But like, otherwise, I don't talk about my relationship. So if I don't do that in my real life, I'm certainly not going to do it on YouTube. And I'm not going to allow anyone to make me feel pressured into sharing those things. And I'm not going to feel bad for not talking about them, because I share everything else about my life. I won't ever talk about my children. You know, like, I'm probably going to mention the conversation I have with my 24-year-old. That's about all I'm going to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to post pictures of my children, even with their faces covered, and it doesn't matter, because people literally want to make CP out of this stuff. It's fucking crazy. And it's like, I'm not doing that to my children, and I'm not doing that to my boyfriend. I'm just not doing it. People are, in fact, fucking insane in this world. And I know that, and I knew that. But it wasn't until, you know, the last couple of years that I realized people are really fucking, you know, fucked up in their head. And there's nothing I can do about it, because they're allowed to be here, unfortunately. But anyway, so I am, like I said, here without my boyfriend in my face. So I was like, oh my God, I have have to record. I can't believe it's midnight and I didn't think about that until now. Shame on me. But obviously, without giving too much of his health information, he went to the hospital this morning and they kept him. And it's just, it doesn't sound good, even though I don't know much of anything. And he didn't want company, so I'm not there. Otherwise, I would be. I would have went with him, this morning, but, I couldn't. So here I am, and I've just been here without him, and I hate it. And it's crazy because there are some times that he's not here for fucking hours, you know what I'm saying? And that shit don't bother me. It never bothers me, but just knowing he's not coming home, I think that's the problem. And, to be quite honest, I'm just worried sick. And, like, emotionally, I'm just not equipped for, like, big stuff, And it's probably some big stuff, And it very much started with, back pain. And he hurt himself 10 years ago or something. And you just think it's like residual pain or something. I don't know what the fuck to call it. Again, I didn't go to college. Don't judge me for my choice of fucking words, because I do at least try to speak somewhat intelligently, right? And I try to use big words, and sometimes they just like come up off the tongue, and sometimes I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but I think I know what I'm saying, what I'm talking about? But we have friends who know that I have a channel and can click on a video anytime, and I don't know what they know, and I don't know what business is told to whom, and it's like big business, right? So it's like not something I'm gonna share. But anyway, it was a backache, and I think unfortunately for me, like I can feel shit from people. I can feel when they're anxious. I can feel when they're sad. I can, I don't think I'm an empath by any means. But anyway, one thing's for certain, honey. I can tell that he has been in pain, and it very much comes and goes, but it seems very steady over like the last week, and you can tell, I don't know, just especially when you sleep next to someone, right? You just kind of know what the fuck they're going through. I just know the pain was bad. I just know it was. And I'm sure he's having a great time sleeping, right? Because you can't sleep good when you're in pain. And he has real drugs, you know what I'm saying, to keep the pain away, as opposed to Tylenol and ibuprofen. So I'm not taking it personal, but I'm not going to say that I'm not worried sick either. I want to talk to the doctors, and we have in the past, probably a few months ago, had to go to the ER because his back hurt, and they didn't find anything then. So, and I fucking asked the doctor everything I wanted to, probably 1,000,005 questions, and I told the doctor things that maybe he wouldn't have told the doctor. So he probably don't want me up there at all, to be quite honest, because like I can see why he wouldn't, right? Because I'm super fucking nosy. I want to know everything you're doing and why. And I'm just like a mother hen. It's a lot of fucking things, right? And I'm fucking worried sick. And super unfortunately, the timing's really bad because I'm just not doing very well mentally. I think this winter has really fucking taken its toll. I definitely am remembering clear as day, the winter blues, and how in Florida I didn't have to really deal with that. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't, because it's not very fucking cold there in the winter. So it wasn't like I wasn't going outside. And you guys, I make sure that I go outside literally, I feel like I go outside at least 5 out of the 7 days a week. And even though when I go outside, right, like I'm just going to the store, right, to get Coke or get juice or whatever, or going to Walmart or whatever the errands we have to do. But like, I also don't have to go outside a lot of times, right? Because I have a whole fucking boyfriend who would absolutely do those things for me. So I make sure that I get my fucking ass up. I don't fucking ask him to do nothing. And if I do, it's because it's like, oh, I didn't plan to go outside today. I made sure that I wouldn't need anything. You know what I'm saying? So otherwise, it might be like, oh, can you go to McDonald's? That's totally my thing, okay? Because all I want to do is fucking eat. This medicine that I'm on, all I want to fucking do is eat. All I think about is food. I think about my next meal all day long. That's when I know that I ain't right, because I can't even think about eating. I'm like that fucked up. And you guys, I eat, I feel like all fucking day long. and it's this medicine. And I truly, truly need to go to the hospital, get on different medicine, and make sure that I'm like okay with the medicine before I leave that motherfucker. And I know this medicine will put on weight, and it really fucking is. And I hate it because I don't think about food like that. Food has become like this super important thing in my life, and that's just not my relationship with food. I get to that place where them couple times in my life, you know, I've quote unquote blown up, and really 230, 260, that's a lot for my like build or whatever. So of course, you know, but like that's only happened a couple times in my life. Otherwise, I'm someone who fasts all day long and does not eat until the night and eats one time. And now I think about food all day long, and I am putting on weight, and I hate it. I don't hate the size that I'm at. It's really not that serious. I don't know. I don't even know. But it's not something I want to continue to put on weight. I'm not going to watch myself get fat like I did, 7 years ago or whatever it was, and then be miserable because it's so hard to get off. Even though I've been able to, I don't think at 44 years old my body is meant to lose weight, and I can't. I can't even afford. I can't afford to pack on the pounds. I just can't. I'm certainly not like uncomfortable with myself right now, but like I can tell that I've gotten bigger, and I don't think I've ever been conscious of that in the past, and I don't like being conscious of it, especially when all I can think about is food and I just want to eat all fucking day long. Like, I don't have that relationship with food, and somehow I've managed to make a relationship with food a really dysfunctional one, because it's not even like I eat good shit. I absolutely do not eat good shit ever. I do not eat healthy by any fucking means. So yeah, I'm just like 10 kinds of fucked up, and I know it, and it is just super duper bad fucking timing. And I think because I'm so aware of not doing well mentally and gaining weight and eating and just all these fucking things. Seriously, not only do I have to go to the hospital because, like, I have to get off this medicine. No ifs, ands, buts about it, right? I have to get off this medicine. I'm out of medicine. I didn't keep my appointment again. Editing, Tira. Okay, it's really important for me to say at this point in the video, right now that I'm listening back to it, that it is so irresponsible of me to be missing psychiatric appointments. Okay, it's like I'm an adult and I need to do adult things, and I wasn't, and that's not okay. Although everything was, like settled for around Christmas, and it just got real busy, and like the time got away, right? It's not okay. If the doctor says you should be on medicine ABC, you should be on medicine ABC, and you shouldn't let yourself run out of medication either. I don't know why I'm doing it, and it's hard to explain, and I can't explain it. There's not an explanation for essentially bad behavior. It's me not adulting properly, and that's never okay. When you say something, like, you've been thinking it, like, it, right? But like, you say it out loud. Oh God, I'm so ashamed. There's just no excuses. And my boyfriend is kind of in the situation he's in because he wasn't keeping up with his doctor and eating healthy and doing things he should have been doing. It's like, oh my God, now what do I do? Because I have to fucking go to the house. I have to go. And it's not a good time, but I have to go. So I think it's really fucking with me today for sure. Editing me. And also, I want to acknowledge the fact that I am so aware it's irresponsible to even need the hospital, right? Because it should be for little real crises, at least in my opinion, my humble opinion, it should, right? But I have clearly tricked myself before, and it ended with my second only attempt. And I have felt suicidal many, many times, right? But like planning it and stuff, and I scared myself. So obviously I can't let that happen again. Just because it doesn't feel like a crisis right now doesn't mean it's not going to ultimately be a crisis if I don't nip it in the bud now, because I've already waited too long, if that makes sense. And yes, it is irresponsible. So no one has to, point that out. I'm fully aware. Thanks. Because I know that I want to be there for my boyfriend, and who knows what is even happening, right? Like, because I don't really know. Ultimately, we all know how it goes, right? You can't pour from an empty cup, I can't even, I can't even fathom emotionally really fucking dealing with anything that could possibly potentially be in my fucking future. Here's the thing, right? Here's just the honest to God truth. My boyfriend comes with a lot of baggage. And I don't mean baggage as in like crazy baby mamas or even like a crazy mom or a crazy brother, or no, like his family's dope as fuck, right? Like I'm so fucking lucky, because really truly being with him is to be with them. And I didn't sign up for that, and I didn't even think that was possible, but literally they're the coolest. I couldn't ask for better people to even be around. I'm so lucky. I truly am, and I know I am. But he comes with so much baggage, and I don't know any other way to say that than to give it that kind of name, I suppose, because it's not physical things that are baggage with him. He has like I guess I would say like just big negatives, and they're negatives that I was willing to fucking deal with, that I knew about, that I got into this relationship knowing. And I feel like I'm not allowed to feel the way that I feel now. And that's not fair. And I can't do that to myself. And that's something that I have to set a boundary for myself, because I am my own person. I do make my own rules and I live my own life. No one tells me how to feel or think, or, we all know that. We all fucking know that. So it's not like anyone, is making me feel bad, because obviously I don't talk about these things. I feel bad because it's like you've already accepted those things. You've accepted those big negatives, and you knew they were big negatives to you. Because see, just because I'm calling it a big negative don't mean it's a big negative, right? It's just a big negative to me. And that's what I am referring to when I say baggage, because I don't know any other way to say it without obviously saying it, and I'm not willing to share that. Like I deal with a lot being with him, and he's a difficult person to deal with, right? He's someone who has challenged me in ways that I didn't even know were like even a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't know some shit pissed you off until a motherfucker did this shit. And then you're like, oh shit, that shit really pisses me off. That shit. You know what I'm talking about? That was a lot of shit. And I think it's just not fair, right? It's not fair to, like, all of a sudden these things are getting on my fucking nerves, and that's just the reality. Things are getting on my fucking nerves, and maybe they're things that he can't even change, whether they're out of his control, whether he doesn't have the willpower, right? Like any of those things, like either I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, Tira, if you actually verbalize these deal breakers, you're going to have to stand on your word, because that's what you do as a fucking human. You know what I'm saying? When you say the shit, you fucking mean the shit, and you said it for a motherfucking reason. And I don't ever want that to change about me. As much as, I feel like I've grown so much as a fucking human. I know I have. I don't even think I know. As much as I have grown as a human in the last 6 months, like, there's things that I don't think should ever be like an option, right? Like, I have to stick to certain things. Yeah, because like that's what I believe. That's what I've always stuck to. That's what I've always thought and think. And yeah, dude, like, and I question myself, like, Tira, why the fuck did you accept those big negatives when you know they're big negatives to you? But they weren't big negatives at the time. What do you do? Why are they getting on my nerves now? Well, because they were supposed to get on my nerves. Because ultimately, in my past, in the last 44 years of me fucking living, I wouldn't deal with those things. But I accepted them knowing the shit in advance. So it's not fair. But at the same time, I'm allowed to stand on what the fuck I believe, right? And I will say, editing me, here, hi. And it can't be a negative, right? Because in my humble opinion, it's a beautiful thing to see me soften up in my old age. And again, that's my opinion. I think it is beautiful to even, have changed, right? So life has been so hard, I would say the last month, you know what I'm saying? Because these big negatives are starting to really not be okay with me. And to actually say this shit means I have to stand behind it, and that means actually making changes possibly, or, the worst outcome instead of my best case scenario. And I think I'm being a chicken shit for the first time in my life. Like, nah, bitch, you could be soft and not be scary, bitch. I have to tell myself that. I'm one of the most courageous women I know, and I literally pride myself in my courage and my bravery. That's something I'm really fucking proud of about me. But it's like I'm a chicken shit. You know what I'm saying? To actually bring these things up, first of all, who the fuck am I and where do I get the nerve? That's really how I feel. You'll have to let me know in the comments what you think. But it's like, now that they're on my fucking nerves, I don't have to deal with the shit. And I don't want to deal with it. And I can't deal with it. Because mentally, it fucks with me. You know what I'm saying? Not only am I out of medicine and I didn't keep my appointment, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to physically withdraw from some shit, and that's never good, because I don't feel good and I literally don't even feel like a human. Oh God, I don't look forward to that, and that can't happen. I have to check myself into the hospital, and I don't. I'm just not a very optimistic person. I'm a very much a realist, dude. And I'm being very realistic when I'm looking into the future. And possibly I'm setting myself up, for some crazy ass shit just so even the bad shit doesn't affect me. I don't know. I don't know because my mind is the most powerful thing on me, and I trip myself out lately. Because when you're self aware, that was always my problem, right? Not being self aware. When you are self aware and oh shit, I'm thinking like this, that, or the other, and what the fuck? Like, damn, because I promise you, nobody around me would even think that I'm fucked up in my head. Nobody around me would think something is wrong with me. And that's just, I think, facts. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really fucking good at it. I trick my motherfucking self. Those are facts. I've done it. I have done it. I almost literally, I planned it, you guys. Committed suicide last year. Ooh, that was deep. And for a year and a half, up until, I don't know, a month before I felt like that, I convinced myself I was fine. Being alone all the time, the way I was, right? I'm inserting this and choosing because I made a choice. I'm an adult. No one made my fingers tap things, right? Choosing to go hear people say horrible, disgusting things about your children, like it's a lot. You cannot be dragged all over the internet and called out for everything someone wants to consider a bad thing and expect to mentally be well and come out on the right side of that motherfucking tunnel. And I really, truly convinced myself that I was okay. And I'm sure for the first year of dealing with the anti-tyrannical community, I'm sure I was fine. But the second year, the third year, I wasn't okay. And I really believed it. I believed that I was okay because I told myself I was okay. I did everything every fucking day, dude, not to break. But like deep down, right, inside of them compartments, right, like I was breaking. I had really good, positive fucking, chunks of time where everything was fucking rainbows and candies. And then there was, plenty of times that shit was not okay. And I still woke up every day and fucking pretended and even pretended for the internet. How did I make content through all of that? How did I continue to talk about things that were so personal, knowing what people were going to do with that information? Yeah. Hard-headed egomaniac, I get it. It was all a front for myself. That's how I survived, literally being cyberbullied and stalked for a good 2.5, 3 years straight by a really gross fucking community of people. Grown-ups, not just people, right? Grown-ups who choose to spend their time online. I don't know, stalking my homeless ass in a fucking park in Gainesville, Florida when they don't live there. I'm just saying. Being awful to other humans. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not who I am. You know, I don't think I was ever somebody who needed to be called out. I just think I happened at that time to be, you know, the polarizing character of the YouTube streets until really gross, vile fucking humans entered the same space with these people that were calling me out for just admitting, just an example, for simply admitting and just being honest in a video about having used the N-word with an A with my friends. I got called out for that. I got called out for shit I did 10 years ago. People want to judge me for shit I did 10 years ago and make it true today, you know, and to live in that space. And, you know, that's not even talking about what they did to my children. That takes you to a whole different space. And that's ultimately what sent me over the edge. You know, I had a really vile, disgusting, you know, group of fucking grown-ass adults turning a video with my, you know, then 5-year-old and his fucking Curious George doll into something gross. Why would adults, why would anybody, fuck adults, right? Why would anybody choose to spend their time showing said video and calling it something so, well, I don't even have a word. There's not a word to explain what was done to my child 18 times in 1 year on someone else's channel. But, you know, you ask these YouTube streets, it's Tira, honey, and it's okay because it's Tira. But everybody should be outraged when he... Yeah, that part. I don't think anybody in that situation is supposed to come out, you know, not wanting to unalive themselves at the end of like such a tumultuous, is that a fucking word, you guys? Is that a fucking word? Tumultuous? I don't think that's a word. 3 years, you know, ultimately, right? Like that's, and I didn't, you know, and I realized, holy fuck, man, I tricked myself really fucking bad. And dude, that's scary. That's scary to really sit on that and be like, damn, bitch, you tricked your fucking own self. Like, are you joking? How did you even know to think positive or think the way that you did to get yourself into some kind of better headspace and convincing yourself of such a lie? But I did. And that just really goes to show, you know what I'm saying? And it's scary. It's real fucking scary. If any of you have ever done that shit, I promise you, it's like, it's a thing. It really is. You know, I always take a pause after I feel like I'm totally losing my breath. Because I do. I feel like I talk too fast for myself. I feel like I talk too fast for myself. And I do. I'd be running out of breath. And it don't even matter if I have these extra 10 pounds on. Like, it's just something I do. Anyway, I took a little breather and I'm like, girl, you feel so much better just fucking talking. Dude, if you made it this far, and I don't even know where the fuck, where this is going. And if you made it this far, go down in that fucking comment section. Oh yeah, bitch, stop. Pause. Okay, hold on, pause. And then make sure you drop, let's do like some baby blue hearts, some blue hearts, right? Let's put some blue hearts if you made it this far. This could be like the halfway point. So, you know what I'm saying? You guys deserve some credit because it's been, oh, fuck, I can't even see. I sit in the dark all the time, just the TV on in the living room because that's where me and my boyfriend live, in the living room. And it is so hard to see some shit. And it just so happens that on my editor, when I do these voiceovers, the numbers are white. And it's like, oh yeah, bitch, you ain't seeing that. So I don't even know how long I've been fucking yapping these gums, honey. But anyways, I am so sure everybody is wondering, you know, because I live such a fabulous life, you know, what I do all day. You know what I do all day? I literally listen to my brother-in-law's TikTok whilst the TV in the back. I'm sure you can hear it. I can't find the remote. His mother just got a new TV for the living room, and that's again where we live. And I can't find the fucking remote. My boyfriend has a really bad habit of like stashing shit, and I should be used to it because both of my parents are stashers, but he don't remember. And now he's starting to get too many stash spots. And it's like, why are you stashing the fucking remote, bro? Why? Why are you doing that? And but he does, and he continues to, no matter how many times I say, why are you hiding? You know what? Speaking of, because I'm talking about like talking shit, you guys, I am literally the coolest girlfriend. I really am. I am literally the coolest version of me that I've ever been in my entire life. Editing Tira, okay, I know I think highly of myself, and I know nobody else does except me, and that's fine, and I'm okay with that. But I will say that I am literally one of the coolest people I know, but I just got way cooler with like a big attitude change. So much can roll off of my back now, and it's like, holy shit, how did this even happen? But I did. I had an epiphany. I think I said that. I think that's right, actually. I had an epiphany, and it changed my fucking life. It changed me forever. I'll probably make like a separate video about that. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell and do all the things, because I'm gonna start recording. The TV has been on, you know, all night and up until right now, tonight night. And I haven't looked at it. I just know it's on, and I don't know how to turn it off. And I'm just minding my own business and just hearing whatever the fucking air is gonna, you know, have me hear. I look up, and it's this young couple, very cute couple, of course, because they're in a movie, right? I don't know what kind of fucking channel is on this TV. I don't know what my fucking boyfriend was watching before he went to the hospital. I know he was in pain and was awake, but like, dude, what were you watching? And this guy gets down on one knee and says, our love was meant to be. And he's holding a big old diamond ring. And I'm like, oh my God, do people say that when they propose? What kind of proposal did you guys have? If you have a romantic proposal that you're willing to put in the comments section, I'm going to need you to do that. Oh my gosh, do young men talk like that? I'm really in awe. I know this is a fucking movie. I don't think I should be watching shit like this. I feel like I want to fucking cry. Not really, just saying. Oh my God. And now she was adopted and, you know, at 2 days old, and she's been thinking about her birth parents. It's just, it hits a little close to home. And I don't know what the fuck is on this TV. And I just shouldn't be responsible for it. And I really have got to pay attention to what I'm doing, because I don't want to watch stuff like this. It's like the fucking Hallmark Channel. What was he watching? You know what? I have been talking for 43 minutes, and I know for a fact there's nothing I want to cut out of here except for maybe some silent, you know, shit. You know what, though? I will say that I feel so much better. I think there should be separate videos for certain like topics and things like that. So I don't want to just sit here and talk for 2 hours. That would be silly. Lord knows I need the watch time, but it's really not that fun. I don't need people clicking off of the video and not watching it. You know what I'm saying? But it's probably about 1 in the morning. I still want to edit this. It's going to take me 40 minutes to go through it at the very least, let alone edit. And then it's, you know, so then I have to upload it and all the things. So I want to make sure I do that. And I am probably just going to get off of here. Again, I feel way better. If you made it this far, you already know what to do. But if you don't, you put the purple hearts. I always do 3. I don't know. I got a thing with 3 and whatever. I don't know. And I do. I put 3 purple hearts everywhere I fucking go. Like a little troll turd. You know, I'm not a troll. But I was actually thinking of the glitter that comes out of that troll's butt. I appreciate you guys for even being here. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Do not, okay? Forget that motherfucking bell. Don't do that because you just never know when I'm going to upload these videos. I really have a lot to say. I really do. I do think that I should go and, you know what I'm saying, handle my business and take a little hiatus for a week, right? And, you know, do what I got to do and handle me and make sure that, you know, I'm totally good and just then get to uploading and, you know, recording and telling you guys all of the things and, you know, just expecting the worst and, you know, what can you do? What can you fucking do? I can't do nothing. I am that fucking interesting. And that's the crazy part because I'm the most boring person I fucking know. Them are facts. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Feel free to ask me questions in the comment section. You guys know I'm all about the engagement life. You know, I reply to every comment. That will not change until I'm physically unable. And that's not going to happen any fucking time soon. So you guys got me. Let me know if you have any questions. Give me any video ideas, things you want to know. That'll at least help me. And I'll do my best to update you guys on the next few days, whether it's in a video, whether it's on my community tab, you know, what's going on with me and when you can expect to hear from me again. And that is exactly what I will do. And quickly, I do want to end with I don't need anybody worrying. There's no reason to worry. I am super, super duper self aware. So, like, I know what's going on with me, and I promise I'm okay and I'm going to be okay. And again, I'll make sure you guys know whether it's on a video or a community post. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Bye.